because number of times daily I'm taking the roll numbers, but still the students are not responding. So I will just cut down those roll numbers from the attendance. Okay, so let's start with it today. Just let me know whether the screen is visible. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So yesterday we had discussed about the friend function. I told you that there are some rules, like let's revise it within a while. Friend function is a function. It need not to be a member function of the class. Friend function is used to access the private data of a class. Fine. And friend function can be a global function which can be used among two different classes. So, what is the benefit of having a friend keyword is like we can access the private and protected data of the other classes, which we cannot access with the help of normal member functions. With the help of normal member functions, we can only access the data of the same class. Fine. So for that, we are having the friend function. Yesterday, I have demonstrated that thing with the help of this also, like two classes I have taken, and I have just demonstrated it with the help of, friend function, which is a common function between these two classes. And as it is a friend, it is not the member of any class. So when I'm defining it, I need to define it without an scope resolution operator. But yes, amongst which class it is shared, so that need to be informed to the compiler. So that is done with the help of an arguments. Okay, so in this way we are accessing a private data here with the help of an objects. And while calling, again, no need for a dot operator and the object, I can directly give a call. So this is about the friend function. This is the one way. Another way is, can I work with friend function in a single class? So yes, we can work. That is, there is no issue, because when I'm saying friend, friend means it can access the private data. Fine. So that can be done. So this was about the friend function. Today I'm going to share this PPT with you because my friend class will also be over. Now let's move to the next topic, that is, can a class be a friend? So the answer is yes. A class can also be a friend of another class. Like I said that, can I say a function can be a friend? So yes, a function can be a friend, and the friend function can access the private and protected data of a class, of another class, or of the same class. Similarly, when I'm talking about the friend class can access the private and protected data or members of other classes. So, when we are defining or declaring any class and we are making another class as a friend of that class, I can access the private and protected data of the class where I had defined my another class as a friend. You will understand it from the syntax. So, for example, I'm taking here a class node. I'm taking here two members. You can see key and next. And inside it, I'm writing another thing like friend class linked list. And this is the ending of this class node. This is the ending of this class node. Now, this is the body of this particular class node. Inside this body, what I'm writing? In the private section, I have two data members. And I'm writing one more class here. Fine, linked list class. And I'm making that class as a friend. Now, this is a syntax of making one class as a friend of another class. How you can read this particular syntax? So, in this, I can say class linked list is a friend of class node. Class linked list is a friend of class node. That means the member Okay, that means class linked list can access the private and protected members of class node. Listen carefully. The meaning is class linked list can access the private and protected members of class node. How? Third point, the member functions of class, the member functions of this class, that means friend class, are becoming a friend function. The member function of a class linked list are becoming a friend function. Not actually, but they look alike a friend function. Now, what is a friend function? Friend function can access the private data. So, when I am saying that I am saying this class is in friend, that means the member function of this class can access the private data of class node. Listen what I'm saying it very carefully. I have declared a class. Inside that class, I'm having two data members. Then I'm writing here a class linked list and I'm making it as a friend. This is just a prototype declaration of friend class inside another class. So what does it mean? Class linked list is a friend of class node. That means all the member functions of class linked list can access the private data of class node. That's it. Definition समझ में आई? All of you understood the definition?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I will just show you with the help of an eclipse. It will be more clear. Fine. Before that, I'll just show you this example. Just see it. So I'm writing one class here, class A. This is the body of this class A. And inside that, I'm having a variable int A, which is a private. And then I'm having a constructor. And inside that class, I'm writing another class as in friend. That is friend class B. So what you can say from this, what you can infer, class B is a friend of class A. So class B can access private and protected data of class A. The most important point, vice versa is not possible. That means class A cannot access the private data of class B. Okay, आपने जिसको friend बोला है, only that class can access this data. But this A cannot access the private data of B. Don't get confused. So I'm just writing here a class and prototype declaration of this class B as in friend. Now I'm coming to the definition of class B. Class B is having some variable B, and now I'm having a member function of that class B. This is the body of class B. I told you when I'm saying a class is in friend, so class B is a friend to A. That means all the member functions of class B are acting like a friend to class A. All the member functions of class B are acting like a friend function for class A. That means if it is a friend, of course, it can access the private data of class A. How can I access it? Simple. What I did, I wrote a member function. This is a member function of this class. Show A is a member function of this class. So you can write the definition inside the class, or either you can write the definition outside the class. When you're writing the definition outside the class, you can write it with the help of an scope resolution operator. It will be void B scope resolution show A. Now show A is a member function of class B, but it will act like a friend function for class A. So what I did, I just tried to access the data of class A, private data. But how I can access it? So for that, I do need to create an object of that class. So that I had passed as an parameter here. So आप main से object create करोगे class A का, you will pass the parameter that will be catched here. as a formal parameter, and you are just accessing the private data of the previous class. Now you will say, ma'am, why there is a need of writing this STD scope resolution? I had written this because I had not included using namespace. मैंने स्टैंडर्ड नेम स्पेस यहाँ पे इंक्लूड नहीं किया फॉर दैट रीजन एवरी स्टेटमेंट whenever I'll be writing cout and I do need to take care, I do need to include this standard library namespace with the help of scope resolution. अगर आपने using namespace लिखा, so no need for this standard space. Okay, so that you need to take care. So this is a definition of my class B. When I'm coming to my main, what I did, I had just created two objects A and B. And as it is a member function of B, I do need to call it within object of B. And I pass the object, I'm accessing the data. That's it. This is nothing but a simple about class, friend class. Any doubt? I will demonstrate this also. Don't worry, you will understand it. This was a simple example I tried to tell you. What about a friend class? अगर आपको definition समझ में आया है, the concept you understood, so you will get what I'm talking about. Yes, hello, getting all of you? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
I will move ahead. Okay, I'll move ahead with the code. So yesterday code we have this one. I'll just modify this. Screen is visible better, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, thank you. So what I will do, here we are having one class. You know about this one, right? This is what called as in, this is called as in
Forward
forward
declaration.
declaration. Yes, why it is required? Because when we are writing anything here as in prototype, fine, if the compiler doesn't understand when I'm passing it as a parameter. So to know the compiler at the prior stage, we need to declare it. And that declaration is called as a forward declaration. Is it okay? So what I will do, I have two classes here, class A and class B. So I'll try to make class B as in friend. So I will write down friend class B. Sorry. Okay. So I had just written a class B here. That means now this class is a friend of class A. So what does it mean? Class B and just a minute. So what does it mean? Class B can access the private and protected data of class A. Remember, but vice versa is not possible. Class A cannot access the private data of class B. ठीक है? अगर आपने वो चीज यहाँ करी, like if you want to make a class A as a friend, तो आप वो यहाँ कर सकते हो, no issue, fine. We'll first make it for only one class. So what I did, you can see, I'll just take it out. Okay. So what I did here, I'm writing one class, class A. Private data is A. Fine. This is an input variable. I'm writing here, I'm making one class as a friend. Then I'm going to my another class B, which is a friend one. And I'm having another member function here, input. Now I'll take one more here, void display. A simple one I will show you. And here I will just show the value of, I wanted to show the value of B and A. Fine. So how it will work? Now this is a member function of which class? Class B. So it will act like a friend of class A. So यहाँ पे I can access the private data of this class. So can I write like this? See out. Can I access like this? If I'll try to access it, it will give me an error that this cannot be resolved. Let's try to execute it. It is giving you an error. Fine. How you can read that error? You come to this line. Here cross is coming. So just put your pointer here, cursor. It will show you A was not declared. As it is the private one, you wanted to access it. So what you can do? You have to create an object of a class where you had declared this class as an friend one. So which was that class? Class A. So here I will simply write down A. OBJ, fine, and then I will be accessing it obj dot. अगर आप यहाँ से निकालोगे, once you will press dot, you will get that variable here. Fine. Let's try to execute it now. Okay, I didn't call it from here, so I'll call it from here. Now display is a member function of class B. It's a member function, right? I will write down here member function of class B and friend और class A. So जब आप उसको यहाँ से कॉल करोगे, how you will give a call? Call will be done with the help of an object of your second class. Sorry, it will be obj2 dot. So it will show you. I will have a display here and just give a call to display. Can I write down this definition outside? Yes, we can write down as it is a member function. You can write it down here also. The syntax will be void. Anyone tell me syntax? If anyone is wish to tell me, they can. What is the syntax of writing the function outside the class?
Return type of the function.
Tell me for the display, beta. Tell me for the display.
Void.
Yes. Yes.
Can you just scroll down?
आपका ध्यान नहीं था? From last 10 minutes, I'm teaching this. Okay. Okay. Tell me what is that? What should I write here?
Class name.
Very good. मुझे specific बताओ for display.
Void B.
Ma'am,
Sorry?
void B.
Very
B
good.
then scope resolution.
Scope
Scope
resolution.
Yes.
Then display.
Void
Very
display.
good.
Display.
Sorry? Display नहीं आएगा. Display ही आएगा. ठीक है? Yes. So this is your definition. Syntax. ठीक है? अगर आपको बाहर लिखना है, you can follow this syntax also. So I will just save it and let's execute it. So I'll take a value 3 and 5. It's getting indented here. But A is the private one. No? Okay, let's try from here. OHA. I will take it as an A. So you can see I'm giving call to display from here and I'm passing this object here. Fine. मैंने जब यहाँ पे declare किया, so it was not resolving it, so I just modified my code. Fine, I am passing the object here as a parameter and tried to modify it, so it is showing me the value of A and B. Now I can do one more thing. I can add here a function void add, and this function definition I can write down outside void b scope resolution add, and here I will try to add those two. So let's try to add integer c is equals to this get, and why it is not getting. Okay, let's see. It's directly b. And here only we will print C out. Let's try. So I'll take. Okay, I didn't call that function. No, I just declared it and defined it here. I didn't call it, so I'm just going to call. As it is the member function, so I do need to call with the help of object. So I'm calling it. Let's try to call it without a parameter. Let's try. Okay, pass it off. Getting that object, so I will just pass it here instead of writing inside. Oh, this is not matched again. Okay, A. Yes, now you can see. Similarly, this is a member function I had added for my, inside a class B, but still it becomes a friend for your class A. Fine. So it becomes a friend of class A. As it is the member function, what I did, I had written the definition outside, and I'm accessing the data that is private data of that, the class where I declared this whole class as a friend. So this is possible when I'm making a class visibility as a friend. Fine. It is not possible to directly access अगर मैंने ये statement नहीं लिखा and I'm directly executing this, whether it will be executable? No, it will not be executable. In that case, either you have to make this add as a friend, and then it will be a friend for both the classes, or either you have to make whole class as a friend. So this is the way how we can access the private and protected data of the other classes, which is not possible in case of your normal member functions. No doubt, normal member function can access the private and protected of the same class, but they are not able to, access the data of the other classes. Any doubt here? You can see this code. If you're having any doubts, you can raise your hand. Okay, no doubt then. Go ahead. So I wish that you had understood the concept of friend function and friend class. I will share this PPT today. Fine. So this was about friend function and friend class. Now we'll see about the next topic. Like we had done with the constructor. I forgot to take the destructor, so that I will take, and the concept of static variable. Fine. So that also we will try to cover. I'll just open Okay, what is constructor? Roll number 249.
Yes, ma'am.
What is constructor?
Constructor is used to initialize the data members.
What is constructor? See, it cannot be one way that I'm just teaching it out and you. I have taken the demonstration also. So I wish I had taken from my side. Now it's your time. When I'm asking you the question, you need to respond. Otherwise, leave it. I'm also not going to take it seriously. Roll number 250. Okay, absent. I will mark here. I'm marking the roll numbers. So I will mark absent. 251. Absent. 252. Let me type. Okay. 253. 251. 253. Okay. 254. No one is there. 255.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What is constructor?
Ma'am, it is a special type of function that uses the same
Hmm.
name as the class name and has
Yes.
various types of function.
It has various types of function.
Various types of data
Okay.
members.
Okay. I had shared the, I think, document also with you. You have not read it, I think so. Fine. Next 255. Please go through it. Okay. 255.
Yes, ma'am.
Same question.
Ma'am, it is a member function which initializes objects of a class.
Okay. Yes. Anything else?
Mm,
It is not possible for me to repeat the things again and again. Okay. It is your duty. So when you are coming to the class, the concept should be clear to you, the previous one. Otherwise, you will not get the next concept. So we'll move on to destructors. Fine. And this meeting is also recorded. Every meeting is recorded. So let's move on to destructor. I'm considering that you are aware with the constructor. Now, destructor is again a member function. It is exactly opposite to of your constructor. Fine. What is constructor basically? Constructor is a member function of a class. It is having the same name as of your class name. Constructor is used to initialize the objects. Fine. In short, constructor is going to allocate a memory to your object. Now, allocation of the memory is done by the constructor. So, how much size is required? So, size is equals to the class size. Fine. So, similar type, same size of memory will get allocated to your object. Now, once the memory is allocated to the object, it is allocated. Fine. Somewhere in the memory is allocated. What about after the code is executed and we are coming out that code? The memory is still there. The object is still having that memory. Fine. And when I'm going to create a new object, that memory is not released. That memory cannot be used by the another object. Fine. So what happens with this concepts? Every time we are allocating a memory to the object, and in the storage, all the objects are getting allocated with the different locations. So memory is going to get, blocked with the number of objects. And sometime at some limit, the error like segmentation fault error will come. Like अगर आपने और कोई object create किया, after some time it will tell you, the compiler will say you, I don't have enough space to allocate a memory to the object. So this kind of drawbacks can be there when we are talking about the allocation of the memory to an object. So for that we are having, like, once the memory is allocated by the constructor, the same memory should be deallocated also. Now this is done with the help of another member function in a class, that is a destructor. Fine. Again, similar to the constructor, destructor is an implicit member function in a class. Even though if you are not writing the constructors and the destructors, compiler will implicitly give a call to the constructors and the destructors. Fine. So destructor will work exactly opposite to your constructor. Constructor will allocate a memory and destructor will deallocate a memory which has been allocated for that respective object. Now the question arises when the memory is deallocated. So the memory is deallocated once the scope of that particular variable or the object is coming out. Is it okay? Suppose I had declared a particular object inside a function and I'm giving call to an, maybe I'm writing a statement for creating an object. So function के अंदर जब call जाएगा, which function will get called first? Definitely the control will pass on to your constructor. Memory is allocated. And once you're coming out of that normal member function, immediately compiler will give a call to the destructor. That means the allocated memory is now getting deallocated by the destructors. Fine. Now, जैसे आपके constructors में you don't have any type, that is return type. Similarly, we don't have any return types for the destructor. Syntaxes are same. Only difference is destructor is having or preceded by the tilted symbol. You can see it onto the screen. I'm having a tilted symbol. It is available onto your keyboard. Fine. You have to write, you have to type that syntax and then the class name, opening and closing parenthesis. That's it. So once you're writing it explicitly, it will give call to your destructor. Fine. So destructors are the functions without any type. The name of the destructor is the character which is preceded by the tilted symbol followed by the class name. The class can have only one destructor. The destructor, it has no parameters. Like we have different types of constructors. Default constructor, parameterized constructor, copy constructor. But do we have different types of destructors? So no, we don't have a different types of destructor. There is no need. We'll just give a call to a destructor और वो क्या करेगा? Simply it will deallocate a memory, not more than that. So it doesn't have any parameters. There are no different types. And destructor is automatically executed when the class object, it will goes out of the scope. I will show you. In the same class, what I will do, just a little bit out. So here you can see I'm writing one class. Fine. I'm taking one variable and here I will write down a constructor. This is a default constructor. I'll just type one message here. Constructor is called. Right? This is the ending of my class. Then I'm coming to my main. And here I'll be creating an object. So I'm creating an object, obj1. Right? Now from here, the statement, from here, the control will pass on to constructor. Right? So call to default constructor. So जब आप ये code execute करोगे, what will be the output? Constructor is called. That means memory is allocated for this. Constructor is not only executed for initialization, but also it will allocate a memory to your object. How much memory? the memory equal to the size of your class. Is it okay? तो यहाँ पे कितना है 2 bytes. So 2 bytes of memory will get allocated for your object with the help of a constructor. So just execute it. Executed. Constructor is executed. Now 2 bytes of memory is allocated for it. Next time I'll be again giving call to another object. I'll be creating another object. Again call will go to the constructor. Again some another memory will get allocated. Right? Now, what I wanted that this memory which is allocated by the constructor, I just wanted to deallocate it. So what you can do in this case, you can make use of your destructor. Now you have that symbol. Yes, it will take. This is my destructor. Remember, there is no parameter for the destructor. We don't have any type of destructor. There is only one simple destructor with no parameters. So this is a destructor which will deallocate the memory. And I will say it will deallocate the structure is called. Fine. Now there is no specific calling for constructor and destructor, but it will get called here only. तो जब आपने ये statement लिखा, from here the control is passed to the constructor. Immediately this is executed and the control is coming out to the scope resolution. Fine. Then the compiler control will come to the next line. Next line is return 0. That means compiler knows कि OBJ का scope यहाँ तक ही है. OBJ scope is going to get ended here because return is the last statement inside this module, right? So यहाँ पे आपका OBJ का scope खत्म हो गया. It is ended here. Immediately, compiler will search for the definition of a destructor. So I had returned the destructor और यहाँ से control बाहर आने से पहले यहाँ से कंट्रोल बाहर आने से पहले मतलब coming out of the scope of this whole main body, the destructor will get called. Now what destructor will do? Whatever the memory was allocated by this constructor, it will deallocate that memory. Fine. Let's try to execute it. See, firstly constructor called to us, so constructor is called, and nextly destructor is called, destructor is called. Is it okay? Now the question arises that whether actually the destructor is going to destruct the memory. We are saying that destructor will deallocate, but whether actually it will destruct, fine? So the answer is probably no. The copy of the data of the object will still be there. And if you wanted to actually delete that data, you can overwrite it. Once you're using a destructor, no doubt, you can overwrite your data at the location. Fine. With the other object, you can overwrite. You can use that location to overwrite the data. But to avoid this kinds of thing, we can use the concept of dynamic memory allocation, where you can actually allocate a memory as per your needs and you actually delete the memory which is allocated by that neuron. So आप dynamic memory allocation जब करते हो, in that case I can take a decision of my own storage. I can allocate, I can deallocate, and the same memory can be used. In that case, copy may not be there, but your actual data may get deleted. Fine. So that is what we are going to see in the dynamic memory allocation. But just for now, what is constructor and destructor? So constructor is going to allocate a memory to your object. That means initialize the object. And destructor is going to deallocate the memory. That is destroy the object space. Okay. So this is what we are talking about, constructor and destructor. Destructor doesn't have any argument. Fine. Destructor doesn't have any argument. It is just preceded by the tilted symbol. There is only one type of destructor. It is not like जैसे आपके constructors के type है. Do we have the types of destructor? No, we don't have any type of destructor. I will demonstrate one more thing here. For example, I will take one variable function void maybe input. And I will write the definition of that input outside the class. So I will write down void class A, scope resolution, and then I will write down input. That is my function. Now here I can create another object. So I can create object, for example, obj2, and then just obj2. Okay, that's it. Now this is an input function. Let's try to give a call from here. So I will just type a dot. Oh, sorry, it will be obj dot input. Execute it. So see, for this object, I will just write down here new line. So I will just type end L. See, compiler control is coming here first, then the compiler control is coming here. Fine. From here, the control will go to the constructor. So for object, this obj constructor is called. Constructor is called for this obj. Fine. Next, after this, the control is not coming out of the main, right? But after this, the compiler control is coming on to your next line. What is the next line? obj.input. The constructor call hua for this obj, and then input will get called for this obj. So input function control yahan gaya, and now you are having another object inside it, that is obj2. So again, this will give call to your default constructor. So from here again a constructor will get called. So what will be the next line which is printed? Again constructor is called. See? Now the control will come back to here. Then the next line which is executed by the compiler is return 0. Now this is the ending of this main. That is control is coming out of this main. Fine. So the memory deallocation will start. Fine. अब जिसको पहले allocate हुआ था obj उसको पहले deallocate होगा क्या, या जिसको बाद में allocate हुआ वो पहले deallocate होगा? Fine. Question arises that. So जिसको बाद में allocate हुआ that will be deallocated first. Is it okay? So for which object the memory was allocated for second? This is for obj2. So destructor will first get call for obj2, and then the destructor will get call for obj. The sequence of giving the constructor call is exactly opposite for the destructor call. The object, the object for which जिसके लिए आपने सबसे लास्ट कंस्ट्रक्टर कॉल किया है, for that particular object destructor will get call first. So this destructor which I had just put a message destructor is called, it is for obj2. Fine, because उसके लिए बाद में allocate हुआ, and this destructor is called is for obj. That means this, because उसके लिए हमने सबसे first constructor call किया. So जिसके लिए you're calling the constructor first, उसके लिए destructor last call होगा. Always remember this sequence. Okay, so this is nothing but a simple concept of constructor and destructor. It is there. It is an advantage of object-oriented programming. मैंने आपको अभी भी बोला that whether the actual copy is getting deleted, so it is not. The copy of the data may be there. Fine, the copy of the data may be there, and to avoid that thing, we will be moving on to dynamic memory allocation. But yes, this is an advantage that sometimes you can overwrite the data at the same location. Is it okay? If you can access the location, and with that location, if you can put with the help of pointers, you can reduce the faults like segmentation fault. Okay, which was not there in case of your procedural programming. It is automatically done by the compiler. No need to write down this. You can write down explicitly also, but if you're not writing it, compiler will create its own copy of constructor and destructor, and the control is passed to the compiler. Any doubt in constructor and destructor?
No, ma'am.
No,
No,
doubt.
ma'am.
Okay, I will take the attendance. Just a minute. Okay, you all can leave. You're having your next class, I think. I will share this PPT with all of you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you.